Well, the average lifespan in America is about 76 years of age. So to live long beyond that is certainly an accomplishment. But that's not the only accomplishment this centenarian collected. 25 years ago, Elaine Hunt McCalley was honored with an induction into Idaho's Aviation Hall of Fame. She's the class of 1999. You're looking at her picture, located near baggage claim at the Boise airport. There's also a few others out there, apparently, according to Nancy, who sent us this picture last year. She sent us this picture last year because Elaine was turning 105 last year. Today, she's turning 106. So we thought Elaine was worth celebrating again. But blowing by the century mark, that isn't Elaine's only claim to fame. Becoming one of the first 4 women in the Gem State to get a pilot's license wasn't the only ground broken by Elaine in her brief career as a pilot either. It says so why she is on that plaque, I should say. It says why on the plaque at the airport. But we also wanted to hear why from Elaine herself. Monday is usually lawn day at the McCalley house in Mountain Home. But this
105
isn't a usual Monday.
That's pretty amazing.
Inside,
Yeah, I think it is. I don't mind telling my age now. Nothing much, just
Elaine McCalley
pictures.
doesn't mind showing off her scrapbook either.
That's me with my friend. We used to fly together quite a bit.
A tremendous tome which holds the memories of just a few of her 105 years.
We had chevrons here to tell us whether we had a radio license or not.
Flying first found its way into Elaine's world nearly a century ago.
I'd been wanting to fly since I was a child.
Growing up in Gooding, she convinced her parents to take her to the airport.
I had my first airplane ride when I was a sophomore in high school. It was in an autogyro.
What's that?
Well, it's like an airplane, but with rotor blades on top.
She was hooked and soon started lessons until she got a job with the Office of Employment Security.
And then I went to Boise in 1938, and my first paycheck, I headed for the airport.
$5 of Elaine's weekly paycheck went toward weekend lessons at Boise's Booth Field. Within a year, Elaine had earned her license.
My mother was my first passenger after I got my private pilot's license. So I took off, and after we got up and kind of circled, she says, "Can't we just turn around and land?" She was hanging on.
Elaine wasn't the only woman either.
I think there were about 6 or 8 of us there, and we kind of had our own little group, and we had a Northwest Pilots Association women.
They would just fly for fun, she says. Breakfast in Ontario, sightseeing in Hell's Canyon.
The feeling of freedom and being up there, up, flying around, it's a special feeling. I didn't plan on making a living of it ever. No, I didn't. I just wanted to fly.
Then, in April 1940, Elaine made another maiden voyage, becoming the first woman in Idaho
Has commercial pilot's license.
to get a commercial pilot's license.
The first one.
That's what they told me, so I don't know. I guess I did.
For Elaine, it just meant covering the cost of the plane.
I could then take, paying passengers, and I did do that on weekends.
Until one weekend in 1941, Sunday, December 7th.
And I think it was the day the war started. A couple of us had rented some airplanes to fly up over Anderson Reservoir, where they were building the dam up there. So we flew around up there and came back, and that's when we walked into the office and said, "Oops, Japan has bombed Hawaii." Everything changed from then on.
Elaine joined the Civil Air Patrol.
And then I got married, and during the war, my husband was an instructor pilot then for the Army Air Corps, and we wound up in Missouri.
And Elaine wound up with her days as a pilot about done.
Oh my, it was after the war.
That was the last time Elaine flew a plane.
Oh, I'd say in the 1940s, after the war.
Do you regret that?
Oh, kinda, yeah.
All these years later, those memories still feel like they were yesterday.
How often do you think about those days and flying?
Often.
Even after all these years?
Yep.
Which is why Elaine still loves talking about those years after living 105 of them.
Well, I've had, the desire to do it over all these years. I still dream about it.
Well, now she's lived 106 years. And just because she hasn't piloted a plane by herself in more than 70 years, it doesn't mean Elaine hasn't flown recently. Nancy's husband, that's the woman who texted us about Elaine in the first place, her husband, Skip, well, he's a pilot. He likes to take Elaine for a flight in his Cessna anytime around his birthday, something he has been doing for Elaine for years. And these photos are from when he did it last year, right around September. So it took a couple of months because the weather just wasn't right. And Nancy told us today, Skip hopes to take Elaine out flying this year for her birthday, for number 106. No date set because, well, the weather is still starting to get a little bit better, but not quite there. As for a party, Elaine was going to have one with her family over the weekend, but she was too tired, so they had to cancel that. But that didn't stop her from going to the gym yesterday, where she continues to work out, has continuously for the last 25 years. Nancy said the gym threw her a little party there for her, which is great. She still drives herself to the gym. Elaine does. She still plays bridge with her friends, and she still plays around on the computer. So we'd like to wish happy birthday to Elaine, and we do hope you get that plane ride soon.